Hello everyone, Tiny's Chippies here. We are back with Twisted Wonderland. Man, okay, so I don't know if you can hear in my voice, but I'm kind of frustrated. I suffer from smart people syndrome, or gifted syndrome, or whatever you want to fucking call it, I don't care. But when they tell you when you're in school, you're super duper smart, or whatever. And then as you get older and shit, if you don't get it in the next 5 seconds after you look at it, you don't want it. And the reason why I'm saying this is my parents gave me a fucking crochet kit. I don't crochet. I sew and I do embroidery. And I hand do that. I don't last year they gave me a fucking sewing machine. And I always state, I hate sewing machines. I fucking hate sewing machines. I really do. I can't stand them. They scare me. They're super complicated to work with. I don't get it. I don't do sewing machines. I don't like them. And they gave me a crochet kit, and I don't do crochet because that's fucking complicated. I don't want to fucking deal with complicated shit. Sewing and embroidery is fucking easy. I need water and fire. So, let me have my simple ass shit, so I'm kind of upset, because, I'm just I don't do embroidery, I don't, I only do embroidery and sewing, because yes, if I want to, you can get super complicated. If you really want to, you can get really complicated with that, but you don't have to. You can do the simple knots. You don't have to do all these complicated knots. You can just do the basic and get very far with it. But I just I can't. I just can't. I was looking at the little booklet and I'm just no, this is too much. I can't do it. I can't. And I was already starting to get frustrated, crying, that I always do when something's too hard. I can't do it. No. If I can't get it in 2 fucking seconds, then I don't want it. And I don't know, these past few, I don't know, I guess because I'm old or something, despite telling my parents some things that I would like, or it's not that hard to ask, or really think about my interests. They always kind of give me these shitty ass gifts, and I know it's oh, it's the thought that counts. But it always kind of hurts that every year and every fucking time I spend forever, painstakingly thinking about gifts for everybody in my family. For birthdays, for Christmases, for all that shit. I'm racking my brain, thinking about everything I know they like or enjoy. Trying to remember comments they made throughout the year or years to find the perfect gift for them. And then what do I get? No thoughts, no give a shits. Gifts that are generic. No thought process really put into it. And I don't know, I think that hurts more because it feels like they don't care. It's It's not like I don't talk about the things I love or like or want. I do a lot. Like, it's just a matter of like nobody pays attention. And I'm sorry I'm starting this episode with crying. But it's just frustrating because it's like, what do I have to do to have people have people have put thoughts into gifts for me? Like, I spend like like I don't know. I mean, I maybe I should stop caring, but I know that's not how it's gonna work. Okay, just let me calm down a little bit, and we'll get back on track of what I'm doing. Sulking is not crying and sulking is not going to solve any problems. And there we have it. So you finally show your true colors. I bet you thought you were real slick pulling the wool over our eyes. How much did you hear? All of it, from start to finish. Your entire conversation from the moment you left the lounge has been live streamed to the world from Azul's smartphone. What? Azul's Magicam live stream presently has 5,000 active viewers. It's trending online under the topic "A certain magician school's dirty little secret." It's your moment in the sun. Vice House warden naturally, or the dorm students are gathered in the lounge watching you. Vice House Warden Jamil, is everything you just said true? Have you really been deceiving us this whole time? Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. You're a fraud through and through. You got it all wrong. Don't even try to talk your way out of this one. The mind control magic used on Azul is hard evidence. Jamil, it's been you all along. You've been using your signature spell on Camille and making him throw Scarabania into chaos. Do I have the right one in my ear? Okay, make sure. Gah. I was trying to avoid escalating matters, but you leave me no choice. Azul, I command you, subdue and restrain them all. Yes, master. Azul, no. You don't want to do this. Snap out of it. Pleading with him won't work. Yes, I am Jamal's loyal minion. Or at least you wish I was. What? Jamal, you said the funniest thing to me earlier, allowing me to return the favor. You thought I was an arrogant magician, but you were sorely mistaken. An embarrassing misjudgment for the Vice House Warden of Scarabania, the dorm that embodies the spirit of mindfulness. What's going on? I know you made eye contact. I had you under my control. Please, a competent magician. I'm always prepared for all eventualities before I act. Isn't that right, Floyd? I think you let your guard down a little too soon there, Snake. Okay, so you guys don't really get the full effect because I have no sound or no speaking voice. What's with your voice? So in the Japanese, like, if you had voices on, Floyd's voice is actually super fucking deep right here. Like, more than his usual pitch. So he sounds like really boomy. Like, boo. You can probably only really get that effect with, like I said, voices on. So I signed a contract with Azul and got this rad deep voice for it. What do you think? Do I sound all cool and grizzly now? In return, I offered Azul my signature spell, Bind the Heart. And if you don't know what that spell does, your face is going to crack when you hear this. It jams an opponent's magic and diverts it elsewhere. That's the magic he was using in the Coral Sea. One that kept our magic from hitting. So by heart divert the mind control. brilliant introduction. And after swiping it from Floyd, after taking it as collateral, I used it to evade Jamil's mind control spell. So basically, he knew something was up, made a deal with, like, just, a precaution, just so that he can borrow it from Floyd. And thus, he was able to use it. Then I pretended to be his straw and got Jamil to spill his true intentions as he gloated. Gotta hand it to you, Azul. You're a real dastardly. I prefer to be called intellectual. At any rate, I quickly deduced that Jamil was the only person Kamal would care about enough to fight back against Jade's signature spell. And that was the underpinning for my whole plan. Jamil? What is this? What's going on? Kamal. You were controlling me? That can't be true, right? I've been having occasional blackouts lately where hours have passed the next time I come to, but those were just dizzy spells or me nodding off, right? I tend to doze off anywhere as it is. You always gotten on my case for it. So please say it isn't so. Tell me I was just nodding off. Mind controlling me, plotting to expel me. You would never do any of that. Jamil, you're the last person that would betray me, right? After all, we're best friends, right? Damn it. So it's 11. Ironically, Kamel's talking about his best friend when my best friend decides to fucking send a text. Kamal, I love you, but please don't summon while I'm recording, please. Okay, I'm done with that. What's wrong? Oh, I'll tell you, Kamal. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong. God dang it. 11, 12. You've been the same for as long as I can remember. Oblivious, gullible, foolish, and I hated it. You trot along your merely incredulous bliss, utterly blind to my suffering. Every time I see you smile, it makes my skin crawl. I'm sick of it. There's no point in maintaining my facade now. You have no idea how many days I spent wishing that you would just go away. But that ends today. Myself, my family. I don't care about any of it anymore. Wait, Jamil. The one you behold is your master. When I ask you a question, you will answer. When I give you a command, you will assist. Snake Charmer. My head. What? Did he just mind control the whole doormat once? You all of you eject Kamel and the octagonal guest from the premises. Yes, master. Jamil? So, okay. So what frustrates me about Jamil, I get that, he hates the cards dealt with him. But the problem is, Kamel's life is not exactly easy, and he's actually suffering a lot more than he lets on. I mean, it's either he pretends that everything is okay, or he falls from the weight of all the shit he's got to deal with. Because it's so bad that he can accurately figure out poisons based on taste. That's kind of bad. With how many times he's been kidnapped, poisoned, and people have attempted to kill him multiple times. He's afraid to eat. But whenever he tries to express his feelings, it's always, oh, you really don't have any problems because you're rich. Oh, he's basically been told that to shut up because he doesn't have problems. That's what he's told. Oh, you don't really have problems. You're rich. Or, no, you don't have problems because, you have money. So you should shut up. Essentially, he's every time he tries, he gets interrupted. So he's kind of gone to the state of like, you know what? I just won't talk about my feelings. I'll just bottle them up and pretend they don't exist. And that's not a healthy way of living, He's going through this and nobody seems to care. He feels like kind of isolated. And you have to understand, like, and a lot of people just kind of want to use him. So, like, Jamal being his only friend, being the only person around his age, they hang out a lot. And he's like, this is my friend. And speaking from experience, it hurts to think, oh yeah, this is my friend, I'm really happy. Only to find out that that person doesn't care about you as much as you think they do. It hurts. It's like a deep betrayal. And like, Kamal, he forgives Jamal, which honestly, probably, I don't know. Because he still wants to believe in him despite the betrayal, because, if he doesn't have Jamal, then what does he have? Nothing. And I think even if it's kind of a falsehood, he still wants to hope for the friendship. And I think and you also have to understand too, like, a lot of, like, people are always willing to attack Kamal. But Kamal has always wanted to also do things on his own, explore out of his little circle. But Jamal's usually the first one to be like, no, you can't do that. And it's the first one to stop him to do a lot of shit, so. And yes, a lot of Jamal's problems is technically family pressure and shit. But, he could always say no. Incredible. He's controlling all these targets at the same time and making them do separate things. Nothing. He's easily one of the top magicians in the entire school, to say nothing of Scarabania. I keep squeezing them, but they keep getting back up. Are they zombies or what? Jamal, please, just stop. You can have what you want. You can be house warden. I'll go home to my family. What? You thought that would work? My spell won't be broken so easily. Not as long as you exist in this world, Kamal. Jamal, you're courting danger. If you keep using your signature spell like this, you'll exceed your blot tolerance levels and... Shut up. Don't order me around. I'm through following others' orders. I'm going to be free. And, like, that's another thing, too. Like, he could have been free, I think a lot of this pressure is not so much from... Like, some people always blame, oh, it's Kamal's family, but no. It's actually Jamal's own family that's the issue here. Or more so his parents. Because it's not like they're tied to the Kamal family like slaves or whatever. It's just like a family thing. One of them moral? Jamil just transformed. The very air around us is changing. It's just what happened with Azul. He's overblooded. And right on winter break with no perspective backup from any corner. This is quite the conundrum. Did he turn into one of those dark berserkers? The negative blood energy is swelling up. Everyone steel yourselves. So, like, my personal opinion, like, his whole situation, well, I do understand, his, like, issues to a point. Come, I'll live up this up. You need to bring him to his senses fast. Giant monster, I'm scared. Jamil, please come out into your senses. Come into your senses. So, like, I don't know. I feel like my annoyance with Jamil is just because of how he treats Kamel a little bit more. And how he places the blame on Kamel when it's technically not even Kamel's fault. Now, don't get me wrong. Kamel is not completely perfect in this situation. He did miss some of the signs, but Jamil was pretty good at hiding said signs. And there's probably plenty of times where he could have, done something or said something. But Jamil was so intent to listening to his family. Because from what I've gathered, we'll probably see more. I don't think it's Kamel's family telling him to do this and to do that. It's his own family, Jamil's own family, that's putting pressure on him to do certain things a certain ways. And I don't think Kamel's family is essentially telling him to do that. It's Jamil's family that's doing that. So that's something he needs to have a conversation with his own parents with. I have no need for incompetent kings or con artists. Your personality is flawed. Give me an adequate cause to send you packing on a one-way trip to the end of the earth. Whoopee. So long, mwahaha. Ex-house warden Kamel. Ahahahaha. Ah! Thunk. The edge of the desert. Ow, I really can't catch a break around here. I'm alive, barely. It would seem he flung us quite some distance. For it's seriously cold here. It's like we're under the ice floes. Kamel, are you alright? Please speak to me. Alright, where am I? Good, you're awake. I believe we're at the edge of the dimension that contains Scarabania Dorm. Grim is a ball of fur, and we merfolk have some innate cold resistance, but I fear you and Kamel will not last long in this cold. We don't have any brooms or carpets to fly out on. What does that leave us for options? It'll be a slog by walking, but walking's our only way back. We spent quite a while in flight before we landed. It would take hours, possibly days, to trudge back on foot. And I can't take another minute of you with that voice, Floyd. I'm tearing up the contract and annulling it. Back to your own voice. Aw, but I like being all baritoned. Yep, back to normal. I'm impressed you're okay with making a contract with Azul and letting him your signature spell as collateral, if I do say so myself. I worry about him inventing excuses to hold on to it indefinitely. So I never make a contract with him personally. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him, but I didn't care about getting my magic back all that much, all that much to start with. If I got tired of the voice, I could just change the terms for something else. I'm standing right here for the record. Sniff, sniff, snub. Jamil, I trusted you. Like, it really... I think that's another reason why I don't like Jamil, because the whole betrayal thing. And as somebody who's, thought she's had friends, only to be pretty much fucking told, it wasn't the case. Unfortunately, multiple times. It hurts. It hurts really bad. You're crying, little Otter. Your tears are gonna freeze over, It's all my fault. I drove Jamal to the brink without even realizing it. The real Jamal would never do such a thing. He's a good guy. He's always helping me, giving me a shoulder to lean on, and a good guy wouldn't knock his friend into another area code. What? So, I don't know. Just like... So yeah, I have my problems with Jamel, which is, again, hilarious because I really do like his sister, who's adorable. And then... one of the first 4 OCs that I made for... not including my Yusana. Actually, the 4th one. Well, I don't want to go too much in details. I think I briefly mentioned it in one of my things, but... yeah. Oh boy, you're really going for the juggler sometimes. I'm with Little Shrimpy on this one. Seattle, you're like too nice. It's kind of grating. Huh? Is it? Yes, if I were portrayed by someone that the way you were, I'll lash out with a torrent of magnitude verbal abuse to break them down mentally, then bind them beneath the waves. The way you blame yourself and try to excuse his behavior is quite frankly a tad galling. Galling? Really? But I mean, Jamal would never betray me, ever. Newsflash, he did. In fact, he was gonna make you out to be the bad guy and get you expelled. He's an enormous dirtbag. Amen to that. Which, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Floyd. That's how you know it's bad. When I agree with fucking Floyd. I don't like Floyd. But I like him more than I like Jamal. When it comes to underhanded ploys, Azul at his worst still couldn't hold a candle to that. That's quite a feat, It's okay to hold your head high and denounce him for the traitor that he is. That's not much of a compliment. You carry yourself like a goody two-shoe, laughing off the conflict with flippant words or two. To twisted individuals like myself and Jamel. And I mean, to a cackling individual, those remarks are like bards digging under our own skin. I say you've been pushing Jamal ever since your formative years. It's not your fault in the least, of course. You were born into a very high social class. Okay, so, here's you see how they're kind of like, oh, well, it's not your fault, and this and that. Because they're, again, blaming his privilege. Because, essentially dismissing his shenanigans. As showered as you were with affection from your family and everyone around you, you grow up honest and integral. An upbringing like that would make anyone take certain things for granted. I would argue that in Kamel's case, it might simply be a case of a natural innocent disposition. Oh. So Jamal is bad? Extremely. In that case, I better get back fast. I must punch him and yell, "Traitor! I owe him that much." One pinch ain't enough. You ought to also make him march to the oasis and then back 10 times. That, and we need to bring him to his senses fast. If we don't, his life will be in danger. We have to get back before his magic reserve runs dry. That puts us right back where this conversation started. How do we get back? Walking really fast? My nose is going to freeze over if you stay out here much longer. There's a river we could swim back. Sadly, the river around here are all dried out. So, a lack of water is the problem? Yes, Floyd and Jade can easily outpace brooms when they're in their true form. But we can't exactly restore a dry river. Maybe you can, but I can. Huh? Oh yeah, your signature spell. Oh yeah, my signature spell is Oasis Maker. I can produce an enormous volume of water with just a smidgen of magical power. If I make you a river, you can get us back to the dorm, right? You mean to tell me that's your signature spell? That's insane. Aha, it's pretty useless when we already got running water. Don't aha me. Some countries don't have that sort of infrastructure. Your power would make you nothing short of a hero to those people. That's absurdly marketable. I think we can leave Azul to get his get-rich-quick fantasies for a bit. Camille, if you would obligate us. You just need a river, right? Okay, I'm on it. It's like, holy mackerel, the river's filling up with water right before our eyes. Let's get moving before the water freezes over. Floyd? Now, Azul and Grim, grab hold of my, let's get moving before the water freezes over. Floyd. Okay. For the water freezes over, Floyd. Now, Azul and Grim, hold on off my back. Little Shrimpy and Sea Otter, you're with me. Wait, but I thought Azul was a merman. Can't he swim himself? Azul isn't a fast swimmer, even in his mer form. Yes, well, not all of us have tail fins like yours. Now, off we go to Scarabania. Azul's not fast, but he's strong. He's a strong boy. Can't remember who. I think Floyd's the one who says it. My friend was all like, she's like all jealous because we have to hold on to Floyd rather than Jade. She got all jelly. New ring cut short. So, water. Grass. Man, I need to freaking increase the levels on my cards. Like, we're fine for now. But I fear the next part. Well, book 5 isn't too awful. It's book 6 and book 7, which are a bitch and a half. Bring on the food. Bring on the drinks. Today we celebrate the deposal of the old useless king and crowning of a far more deserving successor. Ah, I'm on top of the world. I got all the magic I could ever want at my fingertips. I couldn't agree more, Master. You are the most fit to be king of Scarabania, Jamil. Long live Master Jamil. Ah, that's it. Go on. Keep singing my praises. I never realized what a gallant figure you cut. Oh? You ought to live on a throne. And? Your intelligence is beyond compare. Go on. There's royalty and then there's you. You look so strong and powerful. I'm not saying the first one. Okay. Hey, you flattered me. Wait, it's you! I sent you to the end of this dimension. How did you get back so fast? I filled a dry river with water and we swam back. Not that it was a cakewalk, I tell you. I'm pretty worn out. What? Now I see. You're using Kamel's signature spell. So your little trick had a use after all. And here I've written it off as a worthless spell, only good for watering plants or filling a pool. Heh, you clearly don't appreciate Kamel's... Oh, shit. Kamel's power for what it is, then. Jamil, now I see what you thought of me all this time. There can be no question now. You're a coward and a traitor. Fool, that's what you get for trusting me blindly. Face me in combat. I'll win back the house warden seat you've stolen from me. You accuse me of stealing? How dare you? You're the one who stole everything from me. Now you shall witness my true power. Bahaha. Like, seriously. It's not really fucking Kamel's fault that his parents were fucking dicks. Kamel was a good kid, you know. Cower before my magical this is one scary monster. I'll knock some sense back into him. So it's just, I don't know. It's just like... I am the true ruler of Storbia. How much power has been hiding all this time? I refuse to give up. Jamil is pretty powerful, though. But he's always been basically told by his parents, you know, you can't appear to be stronger than Kamel. So, that's what he did. I feel like Kamel and his family would not give a shit. It's his own family is the issue. And he allowed his family to pressure him. And that pressure was the issue. So it's like, and when I mean his family, I mean more of his parents. Finally going to be number... I was finally going to be number... I was finally going to be free. Okay, so... in the next episode, we'll do 36 through 41. So it'll basically be going through the backstory, through the, you know, through everything, yada yada yada. But yeah. Anyway, we're ending this episode here. So for now, Tiny's Chippies is signing out.